Dear student, due to coronavirus, school started online classes for your study. So you can subscribe Golden Flower Palia YouTube channel, like and press the bell icon.
Hello students, today we are going to discuss the next topic which is based on the dual nature of electromagnetic radiation and atomic spectra that we have studied till the last video lecture. And as we have started all these theories and atomic spectra, I have told you after the Rutherford atomic model, there it is a Neil Bohr's atomic model which is based on the two basic things. The first is the dual nature of electromagnetic radiation. One is particle nature, another is wave nature, and second thing it was atomic spectrum that we have studied. Okay, so today it is very important and we are going to discuss about the Neil Bohr's theory of hydrogen atom or hydrogen like atom. Let me tell you, this theory is stick to the hydrogen atom and hydrogen like atom. Hydrogen like atom are those atoms in which have only one electron. Like lithium is having 3 electrons. If 2 electrons you remove from the lithium atom, there will be only 1 electron left out and it will become Li2 plus. So Li2 plus is hydrogen like atom. Okay, similarly if helium atom is remove one of the electron, so what will be left? There it is only 1 electron left inside. So helium 2 plus He, sorry, not He2 plus, He plus, it is hydrogen like atom. Okay, so the Bohr theory, it is just for hydrogen atom and hydrogen like atom. Let me tell you, Neil Bohr was the first who has given the quantitative idea. In 1930 he has postulated a theory. He has postulated the atomic structure of the hydrogen atom. He has studied the atomic structure of the hydrogen atom and something he has told about the atomic spectrum. Okay, so Neil Bohr's theory has given the quantitative idea how to calculate the radius of the orbit. Okay, and he has also given the idea how to calculate the energy of a shell in which electrons are going to revolve around the nucleus. So it is very important and very interesting also. So let us start the theory for today. It is Neil Bohr's atomic theory for hydrogen atom, H atom and hydrogen like atom. And what was the first postulate given by him? The first postulate of Neil Bohr's theory, it was electron revolving around the nucleus in fixed circular path of the certain energy which are called orbits, and while it is moving in these path, they do not lose energy and they are also called stationary states. Okay, let me tell you, recall your memory while we were studying the Rutherford atomic model. There I have told you Rutherford has explained that electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a circular orbit, and he has not given the idea about the energy. And according to using the Maxwell's theory, we were explaining that one according that if the electrons, if we relate that model of Rutherford to the classical mechanics, if electron is a charged particle and moving around the nucleus, there would be a force, and if there will be a force, there would be some acceleration. If there will be some acceleration, then it is going to be produce some electromagnetic radiation, and after that it will fall into the nucleus and atom it is going to be vanish. Okay, so stability of atom was the limitation of Rutherford atomic model. So Bohr, what he has done, he has modified the Rutherford model and he studied his theory just about the hydrogen atom. Okay, so he has told that how he has get rid from the limitation from Rutherford atomic model. He told that while they are moving in these circular orbit, they are not producing any energy or not losing any energy. They are not going to give some amount of energy and or not they are going to gain some amount of energy. Okay, So what he has told, electrons are revolving around the nucleus in fixed path. They are not changing this path. In Rutherford atomic model, what was happening? It was going in the spiral path. Okay, spiral path, and after that it was falling into the nucleus. Okay, if you have not watched that video, please watch it first, then afterward you study Neil Bohr's atomic model. Okay, so what he has told, electrons are revolving around the nucleus in the fixed circular path. Okay, they are not going to change this path, and this path, if they are moving in this fixed path, fixed energy level, they are not going to lose or gain any amount of energy. And this circular path he has called orbits or energy levels or stationary states. Okay, he has given the quantitative idea. As I told you, Neil Bohr was the first who has given the who has studied this hydrogen atom quantitatively. Okay, he was able to tell us what will be the energy of these shells. Okay, what is the radius of this stationary orbit. Okay, so he has given a quantitative idea about these things, and he has given a formula to us. So what is the energy of the orbit given by the Neil Bohr's atomic model? That is minus 2 pi square me to the power 4 upon n square h square. Okay, if we are keeping all these values of 2 pi square me to the power 4 and h square, because all these are the known constants, so we are getting 13.6 upon n square electron volt. Okay, we just keep the value of n, that is principal quantum number. If it is first shell, then we are going to keep the value of n is equal to 1. If it is second shell, we are going to keep the value of n, it is 2. Okay, so as we are keeping the value, as we are putting the value of principal quantum number or number of shells, we can get the energy of each shell from this formula. Okay, second, he has given the radius n square h square upon 4 pi square me to e square. If we are calculating all these values except n, then we are getting the value 0.52 n square. Okay, 0.52 n square, and that is also in angstrom. Okay, it is in angstrom. We have just to keep the value of n, and we will get the radius of each orbit. And let me tell you, this formula is only for hydrogen atom, not for hydrogen like atom. For hydrogen like atom, we have to mention one more thing, that is atomic number of the atom. Okay, Z. Okay, so Z we are going to mention here. So I think so Z, it is there in energy in the numerator, and in the radius there it is Z. Okay, Z is square and it is Z. Clear? So the quantitative idea was given by the Neil Bohr. We are able to find out the energy of each shell. We are able to find out the radius of stationary orbit. So this was the first postulate of Bohr atomic model. What was the second postulate of atomic model of the hydrogen atom given by Neil Bohr's? Second, let me tell you. Electron revolving around the nucleus in which, in those orbits level, in those orbits or energy level, energy levels in which their angular momentum is equal to integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. Okay. According to Bohr's theory, electrons are revolving around the nucleus only in those orbits, only in those energy level in which their angular momentum will be integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. According to that, if angular momentum is, we are denoting momentum into distance of the particle from the center about which they are rotating. Okay, so it is linear momentum and it is the radius of that path, circular path around which they are rotating. Okay, so the product of these two, linear momentum and the distance of the particle from the center, it is called angular momentum, and it is equal to nh upon 2 pi, where n is the principal quantum number that has the value 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, as it told integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. So only these energy level he called as stationary orbit, in which their angular momentum will be equal to the integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. That kind of energy level we are calling as stationary orbit. Okay, these are stationary levels. Okay, in these energy level, electron is not going to be lose or gain energy. Okay, so very mathematically he explained everything. Now the third idea he has given about the hydrogen atom, about the structure of hydrogen atom. What was that? Third, it was, if atom is provided energy from some external sources, then electrons gain this energy and goes to higher state of energy. Okay, while returning back to their original state, they emit the radiation having energy equal to the difference of energy levels, energy of orbits. Okay, in which transition takes place. Okay, so this is something I have written in my words. Okay, so what is the Neil Bohr's atomic model? The third postulate, it was according to Neil Bohr's, if we are providing the energy to the hydrogen gas from some external source, like in the last video lecture we have studied atomic spectra of hydrogen atom, the line spectrum of hydrogen atom, in which we were filling the hydrogen gas in a discharge tube, and after that we were passing the electric discharge from there. So atom get excited, they were producing a kind of atomic spectra in which we got a number of lines: Lyman series, Balmer series, Paschen series, Brackett series and Pfund series. So that is an example of transition of electron from higher state of energy to the lower state of energy when we are providing the energy to these atoms from some external sources. Okay, the same thing he has told. I have told you that he has used the idea of Planck quantum theory and as well as atomic structure of hydrogen atom that was discovered by number of scientists. Okay, So in Planck quantum theory, he has used the idea of angular momentum. He has given that in which the angular momentum will be equal to h upon 2 pi, integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. Only those levels are called stationary states, and in these states it is not going to be lose or gain energy. Though that was the idea he got from the Planck quantum theory. Now this idea he got from the atomic spectrum, how the hydrogen atom is producing the atomic spectrum. So same thing he has told in his postulate. So if we are providing the energy to an atom from external sources, that like we are passing the electric discharge from the hydrogen gas, he wanted to say like this, then the electrons are get excited and they leave their energy state, they leave their stationary state and goes to some higher state of energy. Okay, so it was calculated how many times, how much time it is going to be stay there in higher state of energy, and that time was 10 to the power minus 8 second. So in higher state of energy, the electron that got excited from the some external energy sources, it is stayed for 10 to the power minus 8 second there, and after that it is returning back to their original state, because in the higher state of energy is atom is always in the unstable state. It is not stable. Okay, so to get the stable state, it is returning back to their original state, and in that sense they are releasing the energy that they have absorbed. Okay, so what he has told, how much energy they are going to release. So whatever the transition it is going to be take place, in which orbit the transition is going to be takes place, the difference between the energy of these states, it is equal to the energy that is released by the electron. Okay, let me tell you with an example. First we will do the formula, then afterward I will tell you an example to understand this concept. Like electron was revolving in N1 state. After providing the energy, it goes to N2 state. Okay, there it stayed for 10 to the power minus 8 second, and because it was unstable state, so it was returning back to their original state, and while it was returning back to its original state, N1 state, it was releasing some amount of energy, that is E. If the energy of this state, it was E1, and energy of this state, it was E2, so net energy that is produced by electron while it was transiting from E2 state to E1 state, it will be equal to E2 minus E1. Okay, according to the Planck quantum theory, how much energy it is going to be produced by one quantum, that is equal to h nu, that is equal to h nu. So h nu will be equal to E2 minus E1. So nu will be equal to E2 minus E1 upon h. So this is the frequency of the energy that is produced by of the electromagnetic radiation that is produced by the electron while it is transiting from E2 state to E1 state. So this we can change into the lambda also. Nu is equal to C upon lambda. So C upon lambda, it is equal to E2 minus E1 upon h. So 1 upon lambda, it is equal to E2 minus E1 upon hc. Okay, so in this way we can get the reciprocal of wavelength also, and you know very well that reciprocal of wavelength, it is called wave number. So wave number can also be calculated, and this formula, it is going to be little complex. Okay, in class 12th you will study this formula in physics. Okay, so you have understood this the third postulate. So while we are providing the energy from some external sources to the hydrogen atom, the electron get excited, they move to the higher state of energy, and after that they are returning back to their original state, and while they were returning back to their original state, they produce some amount of energy, they release some electromagnetic radiation which is having energy equal to the difference of energy of the orbits in which this transition is taking place. So E2 minus E1, And according to the Planck quantum theory, the energy should be equal to h nu, where h is the Planck constant and nu is the frequency of the radiation. And here we can calculate the frequency of that radiation that is produced by the photon, that is produced by the electron when it was transiting from E2 state to E1 state. And putting that formula with C upon lambda, instead of writing nu, we can write the C upon lambda, and we can find out the reciprocal of wavelength also. Okay, so this was the Bohr's postulate that he has given, and he has given the quantitative idea also to calculate the energy of the shells, radius of the shells, and even we were able to calculate how much energy is going to be released when transition of electron it is going to be take place from higher state of energy to the lower state of energy. Okay students, so today till here only, and next topic we will study in the next video lecture. Thank you very much.
Do self study at home and stay home, save lives.